Hello everybody, it is Dr. Blue here. Welcome to The Last of Us 2 Blue Review. This game came out just a little while ago. Tried to get on the review as fast as I could, but life gets in the way. But it's finally here, so welcome. So I'm just going to kind of jump straight into it. Last of Us 2, the main kind of synopsis without any spoilers is that you play as Ellie and Abby kills someone very close to Ellie, and it's kind of their intertwined story of revenge and who's really in the right. And you play as Ellie and you think Abby's the bad guy the whole time, and then you play as Abby and you realise, well, maybe Abby's not really the bad guy, maybe Ellie is, and it's this really interesting story, and they phrase it and like spin it really well. So that you don't really know who's in the wrong, because everyone's kind of in the wrong, but everyone's also in the right. It's a really interesting story, but let's get into it. So, the first impressions. The graphics and the hair were really good, and I mentioned the hair because a lot of the time, these companies and these games, they don't really get hair well. They have a hard time kind of making it look real, and sometimes it just looks really crap, but the Naughty Dog company have actually really nailed the hair, and you can even actually kind of get really in detail with the graphics, and you can even see the blackheads in Joel's face. It's really, really detailed, to be honest. I haven't marked this review spoiler free, even though there is a spoiler section later on, because I do have to mention kind of this one spoiler, because you can't really talk about the entire game without mentioning this spoiler. It happens really early in the game, so I'm just going to mention it in 3, 2, 1. Abby kills Joel in the beginning of the game with a golf club. This is what makes you think she's the bad guy the whole time. And I have to mention that because you can't really discuss the whole game without discussing that. So, moving on to the features. The tutorial was different than any other kind of, oh, you need to practice, even though you're an experienced soldier and you've done this all before. Instead, you kind of do this pretend fight as the tutorial. You do like a little snowball fight. Snowballs.
You want to fuck him up? You asked for it. You better run, you little shits. Holy shit.
Right, target practice. Come here, you fucking little bitch.
Ow! Damn. On that kid.
Ugh.
Yeah, you better run.
I'm gonna run right up in his fucking face and shove it in his fucking face. Get ready. Come on, you little fucking.
Oh, you like that?
You little bastard.
I'm gonna come over there and fight you, like, for real.
This is a good way to teach you the tutorial. This is a good tutorial method. The level design was really intuitive, kind of when you're going through the game and you kind of figure out when you need to go. There's no markers. There can be a hint sometimes if you need it, but the level design is really intuitive, so you kind of always get the sense of where you're going. You kind of know where you need to go. It's made obvious to you, and the level design for that is really good. Can't really see that well though. What the fuck? What just happened? What? How the fuck? Oh shit! Okay, yeah, it's time to run. How the fuck did she see me? Oh my god. Oh no, we have to go! Maybe they're looking behind me. Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot. We're off. We're off to the races, son. Oh my god.
Don't stop.
Oh! Oh, there's a lot. Oh, there's a lot. Oh! No! Oh shit, I really don't know where the fuck I'm going. I'm just running. Because there is too fucking many. Oh, please don't let this be a dead end. Oh, I'm gonna shit the bed. I'm gonna fucking run into a dead end.
Okay,
alright. She's kind of... I don't know. I was just kind of fucking running then, but she guided me anyway.
Damn it!
Oh, there we go. Oh, that was really intuitive. I gotta give him that. That was fucking intuitive. And through the level design, the situation can actually change depending on if you fight enemies or avoid them. Double back real quick. Just see what's on here. Take it. Worth it. Alright, I'm leaving now. See you later, Shamblers. Do what the fuck you want, as long as it's not near me. I'm off.
Gotta go. I got your back.
Right, let's go. Fuck that.
Hold it!
That might hold for a bit.
There!
I guess if you, like, that's cool that it's, like, mate, if I'd have killed all of them in there, like, would that have happened? Like, probably not. That's cool that it, like, changes based on actually what you even do in the room. The combat in the game is interactive. Companions actually help really well, and it's not scripted. Like, if you're holding an enemy, they'll come up and finish them off, or they'll hold an enemy and you can go finish them off. Depending on how helpful they are, changes with the difficulty, but it is still really helpful having them along, and they feel useful. Sometimes, we'll talk about another time later on, because there was a companion that just was being so stupid. I love my pills, could they give me some skills, which give me some kills. Hi there.
Over there.
I like how Dina, like, points them out for me and it marks them. I love that. Thank you, Dina. Dina's actually, like, super helpful. Dina, if you keep this up, you're gonna end up being my best friend. You better watch the fuck out. I'm gonna end up actually fucking liking you. You better knock that shit off. Companions are helpful, they fight well, they mark enemies for you, they show you kind of where to go. They are actually really helpful. It was actually felt like a bonus having someone along with you when you were on a mission. The loading screen times are really fast in this game. You don't have to wait a lot other than just kind of cutscenes, but they're not too long anyway, and if you're invested in the story you won't mind. There is like almost no wait times in this game at all, and it's amazing. The level of detail in the game is absolutely astounding. First of all, you can kind of step in blood and kind of have it ripple like in a puddle. God, there's so much blood. Oh my god. Well, even ripples. Step in the blood and make little ripples. Ugh, that's great. That's amazing detail. I love that. But also, ugh. But also, wow. People literally become torsos. Like, the destruction engine for people is absolutely insane.
And he's still standing.
No, they are all dead. Many of them blown the fuck up. Never play with your fans.
I hear more.
Jesus Christ, she's just a torso now. Oh, no, wait. No, she's not. Oh, but this guy is. Oh, my God. Blowing them up is fucking ugh. Blowing them up is nasty. The facial expressions for your characters during fights are top notch. You can see the anger in Ellie's face when she takes down an infected. There's even brain bits on the wall when I shoot this guy through the head that slide down the wall. It's really gross, but it's amazing. Oh, there's so many of them. I only saw 3. Oh. Finally. Right, are we done? Oh, you can see brain bits going down the wall. Oh, that's gross. The attention to detail, man. Over and over again, this game is impressing me. There's a couple of new types of infected. Obviously, you got all the, runners, hunters, clickers, and bloaters. But then you've also got the new types, which is the first type is the shamblers, which is kind of like runners, but like gaseous. They're kind of like runners mixed with bloaters because they can see.
I got you! I got you!
Oh my god, it just blew up. Wait, it's fine. It's like a crystal one.
Holy fuck.
What, it just blew up against him? It's a new type, I guess.
Fuck. There's another one.
Oh, it's not blind. It is not fucking blind. And the second type we don't really have a name for. I've just kind of given it the name Amalgamation, but it's like the 30-year final stage, like infected. It's actually really insane. You only fight one of them throughout the game, and it is really tough.
Get ready to celebrate.
Please don't let that thing jump me now. I want to search the rest of this ambulance, because there might be pills and shit. What the fuck was that? What the fuck is that? Holy fuck, what the hell? Holy shit. Oh, what the fuck? That is the fucking penultimate apex fucking infected. Oh my god. Holy shit, not fucking around with that thing. Oh, you are gonna need to open. You are gonna need to open quickly. The enemies in this game, the human enemies that are really incredible, actually. The enemies talk to each other and they notice when they don't respond. So if someone's talking to someone, you take the other guy he's talking to, When you take the other guy he's talking to, he's going to be like, bread? And he's like going to be concerned and start investigating when he doesn't respond. It's actually really insane and really impressive. You have to kind of time when you take them out, as they'll get worried if you do it mid-conversation. Like someone's just talking, you take a mid-conversation, it's like, oh, hey, bread, do you enjoy that? And he's like, James? And it's really impressive. Like, it's insane. You can't take them out mid-conversation because they start to investigate. Listen, bitch. Come this way with me. There you go. Die behind the fence. Thank you for the bullets. Appreciate it.
Hey, you see anything? You alright over there?
Oh, he's calling out to her.
Kathy?
I love that they give them names and they talk to each other and shit. It's so cool. Alright, get ready, Jesse. Don't, or I'll...
You're fucking dead!
Yeah. That's so cool. He reacts to like me killing his teammate and shit, and they don't fire because I'm like holding him. Wow, the enemies are so well designed. Like, you can tell they've so put stuff into they've put so much effort into the enemy soldiers. I love it. It's so good. You can also kind of create little hostage situations. If you hold one of them hostage and point the gun, they don't shoot while you hold them hostage, and create this kind of little, you know, kind of scene in the story, in the gameplay, in the combat. It's actually really intuitive and it's really creative, and it makes you feel like the people are real. And the transitions from gameplay to cinematic are absolutely seamless in this game. You can't tell when the cinematic stops and the gameplay starts, or vice versa. It is impressive AF. You can even turn the enemies against each other. I pushed a wolf into a clicker here, which was actually really insane and brutal. Oh, they got one. There's two more there that I know of. One has got infected.
Got a visual on her!
Can I... Oh, I can push him into the clicker! Oh, that's incredible! That's so cool! Oh, I pushed him into the clicker! Oh, that's awesome. You can also push an infected into a clicker. You can turn enemies against each other really well. It is really awesome. You can manipulate the battlefield, and it's like anything you can do to survive and save your resources is like you're so grateful to yourself for thinking of it, because it is really awesome to pull off. The atmosphere in the game is honestly just amazing sometimes. There's this whole scene where I'm in a flooded city and it's raining, and it feels so desperate and kind of, I hate to use this word, but epic and, you know, awesome, and it's just really good atmosphere. It makes you feel alive. It makes you feel that the game is truly a desperate situation. The game does a really good job of immersing you in its universe. And on to the criticisms. Sometimes the game is a bit predictable with the story. Like, I predict here that I get a horse and then the horse dies, and it does. Horse dies at some point. Guarantee. We'll go out on a horse. Horse doesn't come back. The thing is, the higher we go, we have to take the stairs, you know. Oh, shit! Oh, the horse is dead. You know that, right? That horse is dead now.
Get the other! Don't lose her! Go!
That horse is dead as fuck. Wow, you asshole! You killed Teleporse! That happens a few times throughout the story. Like, I predict that something's going to happen, and then it does. I don't include the other clips because spoiler section, but the story can be a little predictable sometimes, but then again, other times it did catch me completely off guard. There's a couple of glitches and some laziness. There's like this tree line on this vista that's really obvious, and it's like right at the start of the game, they say, hey, come look at this vista. You go to look at it, and it's kind of this massive glitch line thing you can see, and it's really, really obvious. Wow, look at that fucking tree line there on the rocks. It's literally just a horizontal fucking line. Okay, we dropped the ball on that one a bit, didn't we? Dropped the ball on that one a bit. The companions, when they're with you, they can't be spotted, which is kind of immersion breaking, but it's also helpful, as it would be annoying if Dina or Manny or whoever kept alerting the enemies because getting spotted. They actually can't be spotted, which is awesome. Companions can sometimes get in the way, despite how helpful they are. Manny in the train yard especially kept getting in my way. I was getting really annoyed at him, actually. There they are. Manny, can you get the fuck out of the way, you stupid cock? I'm trying to fucking get past. Oh, she's coming here. Alright, Manny, move. Move, you fat shit. There's a lot of collectibles in this game for like Abby and Ellie, but there's also these little kind of story note things. There's a lot of reading for characters you don't really care about, which kind of makes me skip almost all of them. It's like kind of just random people. If it was like maybe a letter from Abby to Nora or somebody, like, you know, I might read that because it's important. You know, if it mentions Seth, like there's a letter at the beginning of the game mentioning Seth, who you've just met, I read that. But it's like, you know, random Vinny to Isabel. I don't know who these people are. I don't care, and honestly, it just made me skip a lot of the collectibles. So a bit more kind of relevance with the collectibles would have been nice. The difficulty can kind of be immersion breaking because it changes to make companions more helpful or more useless, and it also affects resources. So when enemies shoot me sometimes and then I kill them and then I get to loot them, they don't have any bullets, and obviously that's to do with the difficulty, but sometimes I've, like, you know, taken someone down and not even fired a bullet at me and they have no loot, and I'm like, what's this person just came at me with a gun and had no ammo, so was just bluffing me the whole time? Like, it makes no sense. No loot for me again. They're all right. Next time we have an engagement, I want to see someone using a gun but not firing, because if they don't have any bullets, then they don't get to shoot at me. The detection method is that you have to be in the enemy sight line for so long, not so that they spot you and look at you for further inspection. So if an enemy's turning 180 degrees and you're in the middle, they turn past you. That's not kind of like how it works. So they turn past you, but in other games they'll turn, and if they see you, they'll spot you and they'll look at you for a bit longer until they can confirm visual. In other games, in this game, they kind of just turn past you, and so if, like, the only way they would be spotting you if you keep running in their line of vision, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain, but this clip I've got here does a perfect example of it. This guy looks right at me, but because he's not, you know, spotting me and looking at me for further inspection, I get away with it, and it really is immersion breaking. Okay, you don't want to go through the door? We'll kill you here. With your friend right there, who's blind as fuck. You are very fucking stupid. You should not have made it this far in this world if you could not fucking see that. You are dumb. He is blind. He must be blind. Because there's no way he didn't fucking see me choking his friend out right there. I don't like that you can't move dead bodies in this game, especially with the humans, because if you kill someone, I'd like to be able to move their body or at least hide it so that I'm not spotted by these humans, because, you know, on the harder difficulties especially, you have to kind of grab and kill someone on the spot. On the lower difficulties, you can kind of, you know, take them for a fucking hike with you, but you can't move the bodies after they've been killed, which kind of makes no sense. It doesn't matter so much with the infected because they don't care, they don't have the intelligence to recognize it, but the humans, they do, and I would like to move the human bodies so that I, you know, keep the wolves on low alert. Sometimes there's a bit of duplicate enemies. In this stream, I kind of notice a guy I've killed like 5 times, and there's like a bunch of different variations of him. There is duplicate enemies. I wish they wouldn't do that as much. There's a whole thing about Abby's player model is that she's really buff, and it's confusing at first until it's mentioned in the lore, because it's odd because you don't see a lot of muscular women in video games, and Abby is really massive. She's really you know, strong. She doesn't kind of have a female's physique, but that's not the point. The point is that there's no one else as buff as her in the game, or like other muscly people aren't as big as strong as her. So it kind of puts a few people off at first. They're like, what is this play model? It's just a bad play model. It's not. It is immersive. It's what she's supposed to look like, but the fact that no one else is as muscular as her in the game kind of throws it a bit. So maybe the introduction of a few other muscular characters would have kind of normalized Abby a little bit, or maybe just toned down kind of the width of her body, because she looks like CJ in GTA San Andreas when you've got him at max muscle and he's like walking so you know, he's so big that his arms have to go out to the side. He can't put them down at his hips anymore because he's too strong. So yeah, maybe some adjusting of the Abby player model, or maybe other people's models would have been a little better. But you do get used to it. You do get used to Abby is just buff as fuck. And then the spoilers. It's a bit of a longer spoiler section than normal, because there is the main point of this game is the story. So it's going to be a little longer than normal. Skip to the timestamp shown on screen now if you don't want to be spoiled for this game. Obviously, I mentioned the Joel spoiler earlier, but that can't really be avoided. But I'm going to talk about the kind of main story now. So skip to this timestamp if you want to avoid it. Otherwise, carry on watching. So just to kind of summarize the spoilers synopsis kind of thing, Abby kills Joel right at the beginning of the game because Joel killed her dad when he rescued Ellie in the previous game. This provokes Tommy, who is Joel's brother, to go after Abby and her crew. Ellie and Dina also then go after Abby, but are also in search of Tommy after his letter that he left, and then they run into Jesse, who's gone out there too. Ellie kills most of Abby's crew except for Leah, who is killed by Scars, and for Manny, who is killed by Tommy. Abby gets enraged at Ellie killing, her closest friends, goes to Ellie, kills Jesse, shoots Tommy, leaving with a permanent limp and blind in one eye, but spares Ellie and Dina. Ellie, a few months later, then goes after Abby again, almost drowns her, but decides to let her go as she has a flashback of Joel thinking, would he really want this? And she decides that he wouldn't. If you want to see the whole thing, it's on my unlisted livestream playlist. It's actually a really interesting story, but that's kind of the main spoiler points. I have left some out, but that's kind of the main spoiler points for the story, so you know what I'm kind of going on about. So the Joel scene is really important to the story. It affects Ellie so much. Sometimes when you see her going to reach for the door, you can see her hand start to shake because she kind of has PTSD from that scene with Joel. There's even a farm scene later in the game where she opens this door to put the sheep away, and she gets like a flashback to Joel's face because she saw the whole thing. He was beaten in front of her. It's actually really intense, and it really kind of shines a light on how bad PTSD is. It's really important. I think it's a really awesome kind of like plot development, and you can see that it consistently affects Ellie throughout the story. And so Abby obviously kills Joel at the beginning of the game, but you play as her and you realize that actually Abby isn't so much the bad guy, because Joel, when he rescued Ellie, killed Abby's dad, even though, he kind of didn't need to. Abby's dad was like, I won't let you take her because she's the cure. And Joel was like, he just kills him, gets him out of the way. That was Abby's dad. That's why Abby goes after Joel, and then why, Abby kills Joel, and then Ellie goes after Abby and her friends for killing Joel. And there's kind of this whole who's in the right, who's in the wrong. No one is really, because it's, you can kind of understand why Abby did it, you can kind of understand why Joel did it, you kind of understand why Ellie did it. It's just a crappy situation. And you can see my change about my attitude in Abby. So how, at the start, I hate her, I want her to die, I think she's entirely the villain. She just killed them. Oh, you massive bitch. She is going to get got. I don't want to play as her anymore. You make me play as her, I'm going to jump off a cliff, right? You make me play as that woman, I will jump off a cliff, right? That is out of order. I would be raging and screaming now, but my parents are asleep next door, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to express my utter frustration. I am so annoyed right now.
Ellie.
Why won't you make an Abby part? Yeah, fuck this bitch. By the end of the game, she dies. Okay? She dies. And then I kind of go through this kind of moment of, throughout the game, I actually start to like her. There's this scene where Abby's dad dies. Right, so they're shooting and shit. Right? Abby goes to investigate. She's like, the alarm's going off in this hospital where my dad works. What the fuck's going on? Dad! Dad! Where are you, Dad?
Is he still in the fucking building? Abby.
No!
Abby, don't look.
Dad! Dad! No!
No. Dad. Dad. No, Dad. Marlene dies as well. Joel kills Marlene as well, I think. Yeah, he kills Marlene. Because I hated her more than I did Abby in the moment. I forgot Abby killed Joel, which obviously we don't like her for, but I gotta be honest, although she's a beefcake, I'm kind of starting to like her because I understand her motives. She's not like a wholly evil person. I get why she did what she did, but I don't like it because it was Joel. But if it was anyone else, I'd probably be on her side. Then I'm starting to, kind of like Abby, and then she's growing on me. And then I actually enjoy playing as Abby after killing the amalgamation. Fucking hell, they didn't just, make you play as Abby. It's a whole fucking separate story for Abby. She fights her own bosses, she's got her own gear, her own stuff. I'm having fun as Abby, fam. I had fun as Ellie, but Abby's just fought the hardest fucking creature in the entire game. I'm enjoying playing as Abby now, you know?
Hope Yara's doing okay.
I'm starting to like her. She's one tough motherfucker. And then I discover her dead friends at the aquarium who I killed as Ellie with no remorse, but then I play them as Abby and I'm genuinely sad. I'm actually heartbroken that I did this. And then I actually like Abby by this point. Oh, nice. Oh, the dog! Oh, Alice! Oh, I didn't realise I killed Alice as Ellie.
Is that...
Oh, no. Oh, no, now I remember. I didn't... Oh, no. Oh, I remember. Oh, no, I remember killing... I forgot I killed Alice. Oh, but no, I remember
Stay
now.
behind me.
Oh, fuck. Ellie's been here then. Even though these are the bad guys, I still feel so shit. Oh, no. So she really doesn't truly find out Ellie's hunting her gang until the last second. And there they are. Both dead. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. God, she's crying. Oh, no. Oh, that's only water. That's not sick. Oh, fuck. She's so broken, dude. First her dad, and now all of her friends are dead. All of her friends died. Oh, you can see the rage in her eyes. But then in the final fight between Ellie and Abby, actually Ellie becomes the bad guy, and I'm kind of find myself rooting for Abby because Ellie is threatening Lev, then she's drowning Abby, and it's just, you know, she's not the good guy, and at the last second she reclaims her humanity with Joel, who's kind of become her spirit guide. You know, he's kind of said, you know, she wouldn't approve of this, I wouldn't approve of this, and she finally stops trying to kill Abby right at the last second. And it is so, like, it's such a good sense of character growth and plot development, and Naughty Dog honestly have nailed it so well. And that is kind of the main point of this game, that the character development, the character growth, and the story is just so incredible. And it's hard to talk about it in a review because I can only kind of show you clips of everything, but honestly, you have to play this game for yourself to know all the ins and outs, the odds and ends, you know, of everything in this kind of experience, in this adventure. Also, when Abby's crew also go to kill Joel, at the start, not even Abby and Owen are mentioned, it's just man and woman. It's only halfway through the trek that you actually learn their names. This kind of leads to Abby's crew being a little forgettable. I didn't really know who was there and who tried to kill, you know, Joel and stuff. But once you play through the game and then you start from the start, you know who everyone is, you recognize who everyone is. But at the start, it's a little forgettable. I don't really know who I'm hunting yet. Maybe a little flashback of everyone's faces would have been nice. I don't know. Abby, ultimately, I don't think is a bad guy, and the death of her friends, you kind of see it break her down. Like, you know, at the start, she's this villain who's killed Joel, and she's the worst person in the world, and then as you play as her, and you start to help these people who aren't even your, you know, supposed to be your enemies, and then you see her friends die, and it kind of breaks her down, and you really see the human side to Abby, and honestly, I like her. I like her, maybe even more than Ellie now, because I understand why she did what she did. It was awful, and, you know, but if it had been anyone else but Joel that she'd killed, I think we'd all be on her side, because we'd been like, yeah, you killed that guy who killed your dad, but the guy who killed her dad was Joel, and that's why we're not on her side. But had it been anyone else, I think we'd have been fine. Also, everyone kind of bases their opinions on The Last of Us 2 on these kind of rumours that came out just before the game released, but they're unsubstantiated, honestly. Everyone kept saying that, you know, there was this political stuff and this and that and the other, and there's lots of little rumours about it, and, you know, everyone's saying Neil Druckmann did a bad job, but honestly, this is a quality game that tells a great and cruel story. You know, there's cruel character deaths that just make for such amazing storytelling that just shape these people and show their character growth so much, and I think it's incredible. The rumors about this game are unsubstantiated. They have no basis in fact. Play the game for yourself. I beg you, play the game for yourself, because it is really, really good. Overall, this game honestly is incredible. I highly recommend it. I can't really talk enough about it in the review. Like, I've got all these clips, but it doesn't tell the full story of the game for me. So you really should have to play this game. For a Doc's diagnosis, I diagnosed this game with a 10 out of 10. This game is honestly top quality for me. The story, the characters, the combat, I love almost everything about it. I think the only things I hate is like maybe the collectibles, and that's about it, and maybe the story's a bit predictable. But other than that, there's like only tiny things that make this game just fall a little short, but there's so much more that prop this game up to be the absolute masterpiece that it is. Honestly, should you buy it? Yes, absolutely. I cannot recommend this game enough. Please go out, buy a PS4, play this game. It is honestly so fucking worth it. I'm about to play through it myself again on New Game Plus for a second time because I really enjoy it. I can't talk about it enough in the review. There's too much for it for me to discuss. I can only kind of tell you how much I really love this game and how much I really recommend you play it. And yeah, a few little extra points. First of all, thank you to Ace Wooden for donating $300. You might have seen it in the clips in the corner of some of the clips I've shown here. Ace Wooden donated $300 in the final stream of this game. Thank you so much. That is incredible. It's actually mind-blowing. But yeah, that was it for this review. I know it's a bit shorter than my other reviews. I'm kind of trying to shorten the reviews, not talk about the game too much because I do really want you guys to play and just kind of show you the important scenes that I think really make the game and define it really well. You know, it's a review, it's not a playthrough. If you want to see the playthrough, you can go into my live streams and watch it there if you want. The link is down below and in the about section on my channel. So I'm going to kind of keep the reviews more review based rather than gameplay based, if that makes sense. Keeping them shorter, keeping them more entertaining, and just highlighting the best scenes in a game. And that was pretty much it. A quick little thingy about the channel. I want to push uploads to Sundays again from now on. I used to upload on Sundays and I switched to Saturdays because I thought it would be cooler to upload on Saturdays. You know, no one has school or work the next day, but it's kind of messing it up a little bit. I like using my Saturdays to, you know, get the video ready for Sunday, and at this point I'm having to kind of make this videos on Saturday and then use Sunday as my relaxed day. And that's kind of messing it up a little bit. You know, Saturdays are kind of my whole, I can use this whole day to work on the video if I've not got a lot done because of work or whatever. So I am pushing uploads back onto Sundays. I'll include it in the comments here. I might make a little community post about it as well. I really love the little community thing. Anyway, that was it for the review. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next week for another Funny Moments video. Thank you for watching, my doggies. Bye.